A Minute with Mirrhia is starting now. Today in the Minute with Mirrhia, I will talk to you about EMS versus BMS. In the pharmaceutical industry regulations, you will find a requirement for environmental monitoring system, EMS. That is what will give you the quality assurance that you are in total control when you manufacture your product. If you need the temperature of your room to stay between a certain range, the EMS will continuously record the temperature and it will send you an alarm notification if the temperature goes below or above the thresholds you set up. You can configure those alarms based on your process needs. For any critical parameters, you must control it. Those critical parameters will be recorded and entered into the composition of your batch record, EBR. This will demonstrate that during manufacturing, you were within your state of total control. Woo! The usual critical parameters in EMS monitors are temperature, relative humidity, pressure, particle counting, but it's certainly not limited to these. An EMS monitors the environment in a pharmaceutical facility, for instance. Your system must be qualified and all data must be stored to show historical compliance to production requirements. An EMS in the pharmaceutical industry falls under Good Manufacturing Practice, GMP. Oh, and by the way, Mirrhia is an environmental monitoring system at EMS. Anything beyond environmental monitoring, like security systems, fire systems, ventilation, is part of BMS job. BMS stands for Building Management System. It is a computerized system that controls and monitors the environment of a building. That building could be an office, a warehouse, or a pharmaceutical facility. The usual parameters a BMS has control over are security, heating, power, cooling system, ventilation, lighting, and as its name suggests, BMS focuses exclusively on buildings. Its job is to control mechanical and electrical equipment of a building or a group of buildings. BMS implementation falls under Good Engineering Practice, GEP, and therefore not compliant with GMP. When we talk about EMS, we're talking about monitoring the environment and logging critical parameters such as temperature, humidity, pressure, particle counting, and equipment, freezers, ultra freezers, incubators. If the temperature is too high, the EMS will send notifications and be in an alarm state until the operator acts. It will record what action has been taken, but it will not control the environment. When we talk about BMS, we're talking about controlling the environment. If the temperature is too high, the BMS is going to inject some cooling to bring the temperature back down. And that temperature will then feed back into the system to make sure it stays under control. Do you want to know why it is best to separate BMS and EMS? I'll give you the link to the article in comment. Oh, and don't hesitate to contact us. Call me maybe.